Without any major renovations, Lincoln Hall has been worn down over the years. The decorative plaster in the 600-seat theater is cracking and crumbling. The roof leaks and has caused significant water damage. The plumbing and electrical systems need to be replaced. The basement ceilings need to be raised. There are lead and asbestos hazards throughout the building, and the classrooms are outdated and unaccommodating for modern technology. The estimated cost of renovating Lincoln Hall is between $55 and $65 million. Undertaking this momentous renovation project is the Chicago-based design firm OWP&P.
We're honored to be involved in the project, number one. We're very excited 5 years ago when we were awarded the project, and that has to do with many layers, and certainly the significance of the project, and in this bicentennial of Lincoln's birth, the opportunity that it represents is wonderful for an architectural firm like OWP&P. Larry O'Donnell, Len Wickland, Ray Pagozzi, and Len Peterson were students at the University of Illinois. OWP&P is a firm rooted at this institution. I'm a graduate. I took classes in this building, and to have the ability to come back and be a contributor to the next century of its life is a feeling that is hard to describe.
The renovation will meld old and new architecture, incorporating state-of-the-art technology and elements that make the building unique, meaningful, and still very historic.
You take the best of the past. You really make sure that you're making that, glorifying that, letting that sing, and having people respect that of the history of the university. And we always wanted to make sure that if something wasn't quite done the way it was intended before, let's make sure that we go back and make sure that we're elevating that to what it really wanted to be. But yet everything else really has to respond in the context of saying, what is it that will project us? What was the mindset that Lincoln had of what the vision for the country? And it wasn't necessarily that it would have been, 2 days out of the block that this is the decision. It's really what is the betterment for the whole, and what is it that looking out 50, 100 years and looking at what is the best for the people that are going to be utilizing.
We want to put in thermally sealed double glazed glass that will help with air infiltration, and that will cut down on the heating bills and the air conditioning bills. At the same time, there will be other new technologies incorporated. That building will be LEED Silver, LEED, L-E-E-D, which is Leadership in Energy, Environmental Design.
Like Lincoln Hall's initial construction, there is very purposeful and deliberate consideration of how to preserve Lincoln's legacy while updating and modernizing the building for current and future use.
What will be done is that the exterior will be restored and remain the same, and cleaned and tuck pointed. And the copper fascias on the eave will be cleaned, so it won't be that dirty green. And there are medallions up in the corners of the buildings that are just black. Those will be cleaned, and you'll see the names that are engraved on those plaques. As well as the first floor will be more or less kept the way it is, with a center corridor, and then the second floor and third and fourth floors will have more or less open landscaping plan. The second floor will be classrooms, as well as the first floor will be classrooms, and then the third and fourth floors will be primarily faculty offices. And they'll be incorporating more efficient design for that layout. As you probably know, you can only get from one wing to the other wing on the first floor and the fourth floor presently. Well, we're going to put in an interior link so that every floor will be able to connect all the way around the building.
Participants in the life of the building are going to see this wonderful juxtaposition of what it was and what it will be for the next 100 years, meaning the new learning environment. So we're walking a fine line. Mark and I have talked a lot about this, about juxtaposing new and old. And in many ways, that comes to bear what was Lincoln about. He was trying to preserve the context of a great institution, the American government, the United States of America, yet he was repositioning us to look forward, doing away with the horrible institution of slavery, doing away with a nation divided and uniting it in a new way. And in some ways, you could draw a parallel to what's happening to this building. It wants to preserve the wonderful history, yet it knows the building needs to be repositioned for the institution and for the kids who are going to learn here and the faculty who are going to teach here.
Lincoln has been and continues to be a fundamental component of American political and cultural memory, particularly on the campus at the University of Illinois. He has come to represent the best in all of us, just as Lincoln Hall was made to represent the best interests of this great academic institution. One can only hope that Lincoln Hall will stand for centuries to come as both a monument to the best in ourselves and a reminder of the complex and honorable man that inspired its construction.